Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Long, here with my co-explorer, Amy.
Hi.
We are coming to you from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios. And we got a really fun and informative show for you today. We are going to give you a little sneak peek into all the family-friendly things that there are to do here in Las Vegas. It seems every single time that we have family or friends or colleagues outside of this, like they're coming into town, they reach out to us somehow and they're like, you know, bringing the family, bringing some kids. What do we do? What are the best places to stay? What are the shows to see? Where do we eat? My God, the food, all of that. And so we hope to dispel some of these rumors that we often hear that Vegas is not a family-friendly place. I mean, we heard this how many times before we moved out here over a decade ago, that it's not the most family-friendly tourist destination that there is.
Right. People were shocked that we were moving here and we had young kids, but we actually found it to be very accommodating to kids of all ages, I guess you could say. But our kids enjoy going out with us into the city and doing different things. And there are a lot of things for kids of all ages to do, whether it's hiking or arcades or seeing shows or just, they like animals. We have lots of places to see animals, and we're going to talk about all that today.
I thought your mother was going to disown us, that she was never going to speak to me again.
Close.
Whenever we told her we were moving to Vegas, the first thing she did was she looked at me and said, "You're taking my grandchildren where?" And it was a healing process. No, she was a good sport about it. But, yes, let me start off by saying, too, that you touched on a good point. You said kids of all ages. Now, a lot of these places are not for little kids. They're not for very young kids. And it depends on the maturity of your child, depending on what they can handle. Mm-hmm. You know your child better than anyone. So we're going to give you an age range. And basically, Vegas is a very unique tourist destination in the fact that anyone that's under 21 years old is not going to get to do the typical Vegas stuff, which is casinos,
right,
and adult entertainment and beverages and those kind of things. So I am counting kids of all ages being anyone that's under 21 years old. And we got some fun stuff. It's not just the regular thing. Now, the regular things, and of course we'll talk about these, but like there are the free things like the Bellagio fountains and different things like that are pretty famous that most people hear about. But we also have a lot of good information about things and places that you might not have considered at first that just might surprise you. But let's start with, when you first arrive, you got to figure out where to stay.
Right.
And if you haven't figured that out yet once you get off the plane, good luck. But hopefully you've done a little bit of research. Now, there are a few of the standards. There are places like Circus, Excalibur, kind of the older fare. And if you've been to Vegas before, you have feelings one way or another about certain places. You know how I feel about Circus.
Yeah.
And a lot of people feel certain ways about Circus. Look, it was built in 1968.
Right. It's an older property.
It is one of the older, if not one of the oldest properties in Las Vegas that's still standing, which is a testament of things. It's still standing. It hasn't changed over. It has been updated to a certain degree, but it is a little bit older, a little bit smaller, more compact property. Mm-hmm. But it is definitely geared toward families.
Absolutely. We've gone there just to take our kids to the Adventure Dome, which is the small amusement park they have on the back of the casino. So it's its own contained theme park, I guess you could say, with about a dozen different rides. You can go for the day, but it's obviously also there for people who are staying on site. They also have the Midway with the circus acts and all the different not arcade games, but circus games. Yeah. Lots of fun things for kids to do. And our kids always enjoyed going there.
Yeah. And when we say our kids, let me just frame that too. Our kids are now older. But years ago, whenever we did take them, they really enjoyed it. Heck, I enjoyed it. Adventure Dome, especially if you're of a certain age. Again, kids of all ages. I think the last time I went, I had to go see a chiropractor afterwards because they do have some really fun roller coasters inside of Adventure Dome. But if you're a certain age, just be prepared. But saying that, it's older, it is a lot of families, lots of kids, and very small spaces. So if you have older teenagers or something of that nature, or maybe late teens, 18, 19, 20, they may not enjoy it as much because it is very much a circus type atmosphere from morning until evening and around the clock.
I would say probably not for the young adults, more for your older kids.
Sure. I would agree with that. And they also have a pool and a splash pad and those kind of things. So, and it is good value, but that's another good point, is that we're not necessarily talking about budget travel in this particular episode, just family stuff, because your budget is your budget, right? Another place, of course, that gets a lot of love is Excalibur. It's been around since 1990. Again, it's a little bit older. It's a property that hasn't changed too terribly much over the years, but it does have those things that are situated towards families, geared toward families. They have the incredible Excalibur dinner show. The Knights, what's it called? Knights of the Round Table? Is that what it is? Knights of the Realm? Something with knights. I don't know.
Tournament of Kings.
Tournament of Kings. I was not even close.
Waiting for you to get there.
Okay, I'd get there eventually. I'll get there by the last segment of the show. Don't worry. But the Tournament of the Kings dinner show, which is also one of the places we'll talk about dinner, it's really fun. In fact, you guys brought me there for one of my birthdays.
Yeah, we've been multiple times, but as an adult, we enjoy going and watching this. And they do different shows on different nights. So if you've been there before, there's a very good likelihood that you could go and see a different show. During the holidays, they have holiday themed shows. So if you've seen it once, definitely go check it out again, especially if you have kids. They're going to enjoy it. It's a place where you eat with your hands. If you like that kind of thing, you're assigned a night to cheer for. It's just a lot of fun to go, especially when you have kids that enjoy getting a little bit rowdy, I would say.
They do have a very sizable arcade there. There are fun type restaurants like Dick's Last Resort and different restaurants like that kind of keep you self-contained. It's within walking distance of, it's across the street from New York. It's right by Luxor and Mandalay, so it's very easy to kind of move around between properties. And there are some shows that they have there that are for older adults that we're not going to mention, but you'll see the signs. Good Lord, how could you miss them once you get there? But further down the strip is a place that recently turned over, got new owners, got an upgrade, got a facelift, and that's the former Ballet's that's now the Horseshoe.
Oh, right. Very nice property.
Yeah, very nice property. A lot of the construction and upgrades are over with now. There is a little bit of stuff still going on there. But they do have their blue pool, and it's BLU. They're what they call their blue pool, which is a big family style pool. They have, if the older folks like golf packages, so the kids can say they do have a 7,000 square foot arcade. It has 90 games. Wow. We walked by it.
I remember us walking by it, but I didn't realize it was that big.
Yeah, it's very, very much in there. But it also has a monster mini golf, a dino safari, the real bodies exhibit, which is just kind of cool to go look at. But they also, what caught my attention while we were there is they have the Potted Potter comedy show, which is a fast kind of fun and comical telling of the Harry Potter story, all condensed into 70 minutes.
Wow. Okay.
And it's for kids 6 and up. It's a lot of fun, I hear. The reviews are really great on it. And the younger kids seem to really like it. And if they're into machines, right close to the Horseshoe is BattleBots.
BattleBots.
You can see robots battle each other.
That sounds fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun. So we're talking about family-friendly stuff here in Las Vegas. It's an Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long here with my co-host, Amy.
Hi.
We're coming to you from beautiful Las Vegas, and we are at the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios, one of our foundational travel partners. Always appreciate the folks at Diamondback. We are talking about things to do with your family in Las Vegas, kids of all ages, anyone 20 years old and younger, basically. If you're not 21, you can't do the casino thing, the gamble thing, the drinky thing. So you got to find other stuff to do. And that's what we're kind of talking about. And we're still kind of going through places that you can stay. We were just talking about the Horseshoe, which has battle bots and the Potted Potter, which is hard to say for me, Potted Potter comedy show, which is a lot of fun. It has great reviews and, to get entertain if you love Harry Potter or your kids love Harry Potter, it's really something that should be high on your list. Even if you don't stay at the property, you should probably check out tickets for when you're going to be here. If you want a good place to stay off the strip, a very surprising one that people might not think about is Red Rock Casino, which is closer to Summerlin.
I love Red Rock Casino.
Yeah.
It's a great casino just to go spend some time at. You and I go there for dinner. We'll occasionally go gamble there, but it's a really nice property. Mm-hmm. And it does have a lot of kid-centric type things. Like it has a huge bowling alley. It has what's called Cyber Kids Quest, which is kind of a place where you can go check your kids in and they'll watch your kids for you while you hang out in the casino. But I mean, there's games in there.
They check in, but they don't check out. Yeah,
they have kind of like playground equipment in there, TVs, things like that. It's sort of almost like a day camp, I guess.
It is.
Kids.
You can, they have security. Your kids will be fine in there. And you can wander off and be a degenerate. Yeah. All the fun things that Vegas offers, both you and your kids. And they have a movie theater. They have plenty of like the eateries inside there, the food court with a varying degree of,
right,
whatever you might want in there. They've really done a nice job like centering it around families of kids of different ages and everything.
And it's right next to the Las Vegas ballpark where our Las Vegas Aviators play. So you can literally walk across the street and go catch a game if you're here during that season. Or
if you're here during Christmas season, do a wonderful light show there. It's up for, I don't know,
called
4 or 5
Enchantment,
weeks.
I think. I think it opens in November, but they have like ice skating out there. They have a whole Christmas village. They have light displays. There's a market that you can shop at. Just a lot of fun things to go do. So the area around Red Rock Casino, you can kind of just spend a lot of time over there. You don't even have to go over to the Strip if you don't want to.
And it is right next door to downtown Summerlin, which is an outdoor shopping area. And inside that shopping area, they have all the typical clothing stores and things like that, but there's also a Dave & Buster's, which has games and food and things like that and different places to eat. So it is kind of this little self-contained area where if you don't want the busyness of the Strip, this is the place I would recommend.
Yeah.
It gives you everything that you want without the sometimes insanity during the peak months of travel here. You won't have to deal with a lot of that. Plus, the concierge and their team there, they will put together what they call their adventure packages. This includes horseback riding during the proper months, whitewater rafting, kayaking, indoor rock climbing, all kinds of things. They'll put it together for you, for your family, and they provide the transportation or they work with vendors that will come and pick you up at the casino, take you out to the Red Rock Scenic Drive and Red Rock Canyon area to let you go do things like that. So it is something you should consider if you don't want to be on the Strip. And there's 2 other places I want to mention very quickly. One is Tahiti Village.
We've been over to Tahiti.
We've been there. We sat for a timeshare while it was being built. The other is Hilton Grand Vacations, and there are a couple on the Strip. I mentioned those simply because they have their own things. Tahiti Village has a pool with a sand beach entry and a lazy river.
Nice.
So if you want the outdoors thing, they also do luau's, and they have shuttles that'll take you further down the strip and, pick you up and things like that. But they both offer suites that have full kitchens.
Oh, right.
So if you have a larger family or you're trying to save some bucks or you're going to be in town for a little bit longer, like we have saved a lot and we've done a lot on vacations where we've gotten condos or suites with full kitchens. The Hilton Grand Vacations, some of them offer washer and dryer units inside there. So if you have that size family or you want like, hey, we're going to save money by, cooking meals and dinners and things right here.
Right.
That's a really good option.
Absolutely. I know people that come into Vegas because their kids play what us Americans call soccer and the rest of the world calls football. And the city holds a lot of tournaments for that. I did not know that until I lived here. So I have coworkers and friends across the country that come to Vegas every year for tournaments for their kids. And they stay in places like Hilton Grand Vacations because they're bringing the whole family and they're staying for a week at a time. Yeah. So they need a place where everybody's comfortable. They can eat there. They can wash dirty uniforms and get back out to the field.
And all of these properties, again, have these kind of self-contained little areas where they have restaurants on site. So if you're tired, you don't want to. But the real game changer is, like you said, the full kitchens, the washer-dryer units. It really makes a difference in your experience here in Vegas. Kind of switching gears now over to unique experiences and shows. Now, this is the meat of all of this because shows and experiences in Las Vegas change. They change drastically. They change very quickly sometimes, but there are a few that stay and have been around for a while. So probably the first thing that people talk about very quickly before we go to break here are the Cirque du Soleil shows. Some of them are probably not age appropriate.
There are some that are adult themed.
There you go. But if you had to choose one for a family that I know we've been to that we loved, which one would you choose?
It would be Mysterious at Treasure Island.
Yeah.
It's been, I want to say it's been there 20 years. It's won multiple awards. We've seen it a few times. It is a fantastic show.
Yeah. And there are no age restrictions. It's light and fun and comedy mixed in with the high-flying Cirque du Soleil adventure. So there's not really, if you know your kids, so you know what they can handle. It's nothing too scary, but if they're easily spooked, maybe not, because they're kind of clowning around and they get in with the crowd and do all kinds of stuff. But it's still pretty much good for everyone.
I think the one at MGM, I believe it's called Caw, is a good one for families too. Yeah.
If your kid is like 5 and up, I think is the age restriction there. It's another good one.
Yeah.
So, and then there's O at Bellagio, which is a good Cirque du Soleil show for a little bit older crowd too, if you have older teenagers or that mid-range right there. So stick with us. We're going to talk more unique experiences and family-friendly shows here in Las Vegas. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to check us out at unscaledtravelshow.com for all of our past episodes and interviews. You can subscribe on Spotify or check out our YouTube channel, Unscaled Travel Show. We've got some of our adventures up there. And I am here with my co-host, Amy Long.
Hi, guys.
We are talking about family-friendly experiences right here in our hometown of Las Vegas. Beautiful Sin City itself.
Bring your kids.
Yeah, bring your kids. It's amazing, right? You said it the other day, like you got off a flight. You were flying back in from, I think, New York or something.
Yes.
And like, I don't know. There was a very young child.
There was. I got off the flight, and as I was walking through the airport, I see a family coming off of another flight, and they have a toddler, I'm guessing around 2, because it was walking, but not very well. And the mom was carrying a very, very newborn, like she just came from the hospital with this newborn. And I'm just wondering, why are you here in Vegas with the newborn? But aren't you tired? Like, don't you want to be at home with your baby? Unless she accidentally gave birth while they were on vacation somewhere else and they were returning home. I don't know. But it doesn't even shock me anymore because I see it so much now.
It is surprising. It is surprising how many families, because admittedly, Las Vegas is probably not the first place that people think of when they're planning a family vacation,
right.
Which there's a lot of myths associated with Las Vegas. It's not family friendly. They did away with a lot of shows and blah, blah, blah. But that couldn't be, I don't think, further from the truth. Now, we are talking about kids of all ages being up to 21. Because if you're younger than 21, you're not going to get to do the casino thing or the alcohol thing or any of the adult type stuff.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that there isn't a lot.
You just had a friend come here with his kids. His whole family came and brought all their kids.
Yeah, like 35 kids.
And not quite that many. But they spent a week here in Vegas and the surrounding areas hiking and going out on UTVs and just being like outdoorsy and having just a fun time. And there is so much to do that people don't think about because most people do just associate Vegas with casinos and alcohol.
Right. And that's a good point. Like, even if you want to get off the strip, if you don't want to do the whole strip thing, like, there are so many places within driving distance. It's our friend John and his family. They all came in and like rented a van, and it was like a 12-passenger van, and they drove out to different places. Valley of Fire, Zion National Park, one of the most popular parks in our United States, is just a couple hours away. Valley of Fire is 45 minutes north of the city. Red Rock Canyon is 20 minutes west of the city. Right. And then there's places like Hoover Dam and places like that get a lot of attention.
Water sports out at Lake Mead.
Yeah, 7 Magic Mountains and different things like that. So we know those areas. So there are like things to do if you don't want to be on the strip. But it is challenging to find age-appropriate stuff. So that's what we're trying to do is kind of cut through.
In the city.
If you're staying in the city,
right,
and you want to keep your children, your lovely, beautiful children, busy and occupied, that's what we're trying to give you some options, because it can be sensory overload at some points with the city and the adult things. That's easy to find. Walk in any door, or actually don't walk in any door. So like if you're at the Miracle Mile shops, there is the very funny Popovich comedy pet theater show.
Yeah. It's
hilarious. It's got great reviews, and it combines comedy and magic and pets. That's wonderful.
Right.
That, it's
very cute show.
There's also another show. Never mind. I'm not going to say that show. There are, if you've watched any of the like America's Got Talent or anything like that, a lot of those acts end up here in Vegas. Jabberwockies has been here for years. They are still amazing to go see.
Right.
Illuminate at the Strat. Now, this is the one where they have the lights on them and the theater's dark.
Yeah.
So, and they make different shapes and do different dances, and it's very cool.
Well, and
highly rated.
You just mentioned America's Got Talent. They do come here and film several times a year. So if you're in town while they're here, you can go watch them film in America's Got Talent.
Yeah, you have to watch the event calendars, because different things like America Ninja Warrior sets up here at different points in the year. If you love sports, of course, we have hockey and football and all the good ones, WNBA and all of that good stuff come here, Formula One. So there's all of that. But there's also something like things like this, like Dig This.
Right.
Dig This Las Vegas is probably the one, just really fun thing to do, especially like Zeke, our son, loved big dirt earth moving machines when he was younger.
He did.
And look at you, you're getting all your kid as young as 2 well, of course, with parental supervision, you guys can go out there and like rent a vehicle and move dirt around, earth movers, like big. I don't even know what these things are called. That's how little I know about this stuff.
Like a backhoe and...
Girl, this is a family show. You gotta watch. Who you calling? Who you calling a backhoe?
Like the big caterpillar type machine.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But like as young as 2 years old, you can get out there. I mean, they're not just going to put a little hard hat on your kid. No, you got to supervise and everything. You got to ride with them. But it is a really unique and fun thing to do. Another one is...
This is more for older kids, I think.
Gunship Las Vegas.
Right.
Gunship, it's a helicopter, man. You're hanging off the side of the helicopter and you are shooting guns at targets. Okay, this appeals to a certain demographic of people, but you have to have your kid has to be at least 15 to be unaccompanied, or 10 years old. A minor can be 10 years old and have a parent with them.
Really? I didn't know they could be
as
that
young as 10.
Wow.
You get out there and be in a helicopter and shoot at things if that is your kind of speed. And mentioning speed, our friends over at Speed Vegas, as young as 11, you can ride along in like the Dodge Charger Hellcat as they whip you around the track, which is so much fun. It is so cool to do. If you want to actually drive one of the exotic cars, you got to be 18. But there you go. That's an experience for older. But it's so much fun just to even ride along as a professional driver takes you just screaming around their course.
Right.
And they do have things like, souped up, what are they called? Go-karts, mini carts.
Oh, like the Grand Prix?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a mini Grand Prix. It's off strip. It's a little bit kind of north of the strip. But you can... whole family activities. I think you have to be able to have a license to drive them unaccompanied, but it also has an arcade. I mean, it's just kind of a whole sort of amusement park area. So it's a little bit of a drive if you are staying on the strip, but it's somewhere you can take the whole family and spend a few hours there. Yeah,
it's a good off strip, and it's pretty close next to Springs Preserve.
Yeah.
If you want to go see some animals, it's
nature.
It's not quite a zoo, but it is a preserve.
It has,
it's the name.
It has some like kind of museum-esque type things that talk about the history of Nevada and Las Vegas, and also kind of the ecology. Is that the right word? Of the area.
Don't look at me. I couldn't think of back home.
The plants that we have here. It's a really nice place, and if you come during Christmas season, it's also decorated with lights too.
Yeah. A really popular place is Area 15, which is right across the street from the strip, right off Highway 15. And Omega Mart is a art installation there that's trippy. It's like a very trippy art installation. And the Illuminarium is like a light bright, come to life, and you get to walk inside of it. So it's a very cool thing to go see there at Area 15, which is just it's a cool thing itself to just go and experience Area 15 once you're here. And it's a very popular, exhibit and things like that you can go check out. So keep it right here. We're talking family-friendly stuff. We're going to continue on. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long, your host, here with my co-host, Amy.
Hi.
We're coming to you from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, which just so happens to be the topic of our conversation. If you plan on giving birth and just bringing your newborn right here, we got some fun things for you to do. We are talking about family-friendly things, like I said, but it is more family if you're under 21 years old, because you can't do the casino things, too much of them. So, and we are offering some things that'll get you off the strip if you're able to move around that way. It's really great. We gave you some places to stay earlier, and now we're kind of talking about things to do. We mentioned a lot of great stuff, especially stuff that's like not the normal things you might see on a lot of lists, like Dig This and the Gunships, Speed Vegas. You got to be a certain age to do a lot of these, but if you have teenagers or something like that, they're really great to go and check out. We did mention Springs Preserve. So there are a surprising number of animal attractions here in the city. And there used to be a lot more, honestly.
Right.
And as they've aged out, and it happens, they kind of just don't replace them. Like they recently shut down the Siegfried and Roy. It wasn't like a zoo, but I
think it was called like the Secret Garden or something.
Yeah, and we went there one time.
We did. It had a smallish tank that had some dolphins in it, and then an area in the back that had the tigers from their shows and a few other animals, and you could kind of walk around, sort of not in the cages, but around the different cages that they
experience.
were
walking around those cages. But they do. There are some older ones that are like still really super popular, like the Shark Reef at Mandalay Bay. Mm-hmm. It is super popular. We found out recently, just doing research, that it's one of the largest aquariums in the northern hemisphere or something like that. It's huge.
I didn't realize. I mean, because when you see it from the walking through it, I guess you don't realize how big it is because you're walking. In some places, you're walking through it in a glass tunnel, and other places you're walking on the side of it. But it is pretty giant, and they do have things that you can swim with the sharks. I do believe you have to be an adult for that, but the kids might enjoy
Put your
watching.
baby in there with a shark. Sure, and they do a fun thing at Christmas time as well, where it's Santa Claus. Santa Claus, he'll be in the tank with the fish or something. I don't know why that's an attraction, but they've been doing it for years and people really turn out for it. So there's probably more than I'm letting on. But there's another place if you want to get off the strip, you can find Boulevard Mall. Boulevard Mall is like a lot of malls in America. It's doing its best. Okay. So there's a place in there though that's really cool that you should stop by. There's actually a couple of places we're going to talk about. One is a place called Sequest. Yeah. Sequest is more like a hands-on sea adventure kind of thing. You touch the little rays and starfish.
And they have
sea stars. Sorry,
sea stars, and they have like an otter experience where you can go and pet the otters and feed them, I believe, and a few other types of experiences. Each one that you pay an additional fee for, but they do have a general admission where you can kind of walk around. It reminds me of the parts of the aquarium that are more like touch and feel, where you can put your hand in and touch the little fishes and things like that. That's what Sequest is, and it's located inside Boulevard Mall.
A good place to really hang out and get that hands-on experience there. Another one that you will not have hands-on at is the lion habitat in Henderson.
I hope not.
I don't know how do you segue in there, but the lion habitat in Henderson is it's a 501(c)(3). It's a, what are they called?
It's charitable.
There you go. Jeez. I don't know what these things are called anymore, but they took some of the lions in from the old MGM shows.
It's a nonprofit corporation.
There you go. Basically. Nonprofit. That's what I was thinking of. Wow. I am not familiar with the term.
So, yes, they do have a lot of the lions from the MGM when they used to have the lion habitat inside the MGM casino. They also have ostriches, parrots, tortoises, and some other animals that you can go and see, watch feeding time. It's kind of a really cool place, and it's nice too that it is a nonprofit. So you're not just paying to see this animal. You're actually helping these animals that otherwise wouldn't have a place to go.
Up near our part of town, a couple of very interesting places. There's the farm and the Gilchrist Bird Sanctuary, which are pretty close together.
They are. And both of these, the farm is a farm animal rescue. They have several animals. There are horses, pigs, chickens, goats, a few different things. I believe less than $10 to get in and see the animals. You can feed them. And then on the weekends, they always do a farmer's market too in front. So you don't even have to go back where the animals are. You can just go into the farmer's market to support them. And then down the street, maybe 2 blocks, is the Gilchrist Bird Sanctuary, which it originally started as a bird sanctuary, but now it is also an animal rescue. And they have everything, including big tortoises, mini horses, which are adorable. They have a lot of other farm animals, and then just other exotic animals that I don't know where they've rescued these creatures from, but they've brought them here, and it's not very much to get in, and you can spend half a day just walking around and feeding the different animals. And they even have a little pen with baby goats that you can go in and let your little kids, jump around with the little goats. It's adorable.
If you've listened to any of our past shows, Gilchrist probably sounds familiar because there is an orchard just a couple blocks away from these same areas that you can go to year round. And it's the fresh fruit orchard where you can just pick the apples right off the trees. It's really popular in the fall. You go pick pumpkins and gourds and different things, and people go out and take pictures, and it's really fun. So all of this is in the same little area in the northwest part of Las Vegas to get you kind of away from the Strip if you don't want to do some of that. In the summertime, in Henderson and Summerlin, there are water parks. Cowabunga Bay is super popular.
Right.
They have season passes, so if you find yourself you're going to be out here for a little while, this is the thing you're going to do. Cowabunga Bay is a good option to get a pass and just go there every day, let the kids go and do their thing.
And saying that, Las Vegas is actually a very family-friendly city. We have parks all over the city.
Yeah.
If you get away from the Strip area, most neighborhoods have a park in them, and a lot of the parks do have splash pads or some type of water feature in it during the summer. So if you're going to be in Vegas with your kids and you want to get away from the Strip, it's very easy to find a park that has a free park that has some type of water activity for your kids to go play. It may be a little bit crowded because it's free, but it's always an option for you to go have a picnic and let your kids run around a park for a few hours.
Now, there are the standard fairs that you see that probably get the most attention, like M&M World, Hershey Chocolate World at New York, the Coca-Cola place there, because they're there and it's convenient. It's right on the Strip. But if you just venture down the Strip a little bit, there's a really cool place called the Pinball Hall of Fame, which is like, I think at last count, they had over 400 pinball machines that all cost like $1 or $2. You can go there, and really it's a thing where you can spend almost an entire day with your kids. It's free to get in. The games cost $1 or $2 to just play.
It's a Hall of Fame, but really it's just a pinball arcade.
It's just a love for pinball machines.
If you like pinball.
And then we have really top flight museums, the Mob Museum, the Neon Museum, and places like Topgolf and things like that. So very quickly, before we come to the end of the show here, a couple of places to eat. You can find food anywhere, and you're going to find your preference for your family. But there are places like, if it's your first time out to Vegas or the West Coast of the United States, In-N-Out Burger, you got to go try it. Make up your own decision about if that's something that you like. If you are at Boulevard Mall, we mentioned Sequest over there. Stop by John's Incredible Pizza at Boulevard Mall. They have arcade, bowling, bumper cars, laser tag, different things right there in John's Incredible Pizza inside Boulevard. And then there's other places like Black Tap inside Venetian, which has those big, gaudy milkshakes that have pieces of cake
slices
and candy
of cake and donuts and all kinds of stuff on top of it.
And they still have standard fare like for Rainforest Cafe inside Planet Hollywood and Hell's Kitchen at Caesars if you guys are fans of reality TV. So I hope this helps dispel the rumors that Las Vegas really isn't for families, because even though the surface level stuff is, hey, what happens here stays here kind of stuff, if you dig a little deeper, if you do a little research, you'll find that Vegas is very family friendly, and it's something that everyone can enjoy.
Right.
But you got to do a little work.
Yeah.
But we did a lot of work for you. So there you go. Write them all down. Tell them Jeremy sent you. They'll look at you funny because they don't know who I am. But this is the Unscaled Travel Show. We will see you guys next time.